Folks, welcome back to Sportscope. We were talking about rivalries earlier in this show, and of course we have the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Toronto Argonauts. We just talked about the Burlington Braves and the reemergence of the Hamilton Hurricanes. Last night we had one of the biggest rivalries going on, and we are going to talk about it here on Sportscope. It was called the Mother's Day Massacre Part 2. And to talk about it, we bring in a couple of the roller girls that we have here from the Hamilton City Roller Girls, pardon me. We'll bring in the likes of Kim Sopko and Danger Mouse, Jenny Boone. Folks, you guys are representing one of the most interesting reemergences of a sport. And we'll start off with you, Jenny, and the fact that roller derby is back here in Hamilton.
It sure is, yep.
Why?
Well, it's really made a resurgence the last 5 years. Big in the States, about 196 leagues. And then we started, this will be our third season, as one of the first leagues in Canada. And now there's over 11, 12 leagues in Canada.
And Jeannie, talk to me a little bit about why. Where did this, was this some kind of dream that you, or something that you saw back in the 70s? Of course, the sport was very big back in the day, that you wanted to bring back?
We started, we had our founder, Lasha Lakowski, and she was watching a series, some people might know, Roller Girls on A&E. And she thought, well, this is an amazing idea. So she called a group of friends, they called a group of friends, they all got together at the Corktown, and they became the Hamilton Harlots. And then so many people came out that they had to do two teams, and that is now the Hammer City Roller Girls. And
Kim, you represent that second team here in Hamilton as well, too. Talk to me a little bit about the rivalry that's going on. We won't talk about the game last night, but talk to me a little bit about this. I'm sure it's a friendly rivalry of some sorts.
Yes, definitely. We tend to talk of ourselves as frenemies. So, but with any sport, I mean, when we get on the track, it's all business, it's all game, and then off the track, you know, we're all greatest friends and good camaraderie that goes on. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting. I'm not going to compare it to wrestling or UFC or anything, but it is a very individual sport on its own. I think what people want to know out there is, what is the point of the sport? First of all, like the rules.
The rules? Okay, if we break it down, every player on the track has a purpose and a role. So we have two girls at the back of the pack, and they have the stars on their helmets. They're called jammers. And then we have the majority of the skaters are forming a pack, and they're blockers. And now the point is for the blockers to block the opposing jammer from getting through the pack and scoring points, while also assisting their own jammer to get through fast. First girl through the pack with the star on the helmet, she's called lead jammer, and she can call off the play at any time.
Now, of course, with all of this that's going on and the planning that goes on, there is contact. It is a very physical sport at times. And last time I checked, you guys were playing on hard surfaces, concrete in some marinas. The contact, are you afraid of it? Is it not a hard thing to deal with?
No, I mean, if you were afraid of the contact, then it's not the sport for you, definitely. But we train really, really hard to make it as safe as possible. We wear full equipment. We wear mouth guards, you name it, we've got it on. And we learn also to fall properly. So we train really, really hard to fall properly, play safe. We play by WIFTA rules, which is Women's Flat Track Derby Association. And, you know, there are certain rules you have to follow, like no pushing from behind, no tripping, that kind of thing. I mean, things do happen, but all in all, we train pretty hard to try to keep it as safe as it can be.
Now, within the sport, there are characters. It seems like, and Mary Skate Olsen over here and Danger Mouse over here. There are characters. Talk to me a little bit about that part of the sport. Oh,
we've got some real fan favorites on Mary Skate's team. She's got Bashley Olsen as well.
Bashley Olsen.
Yeah, my partner in crime, my twin sister. Yeah.
And one of the crowd favorites, Cheese Grater. Everybody loves the Cheese Grater.
Cheese Grater.
And she comes out with swinging her cheese graters in the air, and the fans have theirs. They bring with them and clap them around. So yeah, people really get into it.
Yeah, we got a lot of really interesting characters. Chainsaw Mary, Judge Jody.
Judge Jody. Chainsaw, pardon me?
Chainsaw Mary.
Does she bring out her chainsaw as well, too?
She sure does. Yeah, she sure does.
And I guess that makes it a real fun part of the sport as well, too, that you can be this alter ego or whoever you are.
Yeah, you can be whoever you want on the track, and it's great. And I mean, the kids love it. Like, that part of it, the kids love.
Talk to me a little bit about how the public is receiving your sport so far.
Amazing. We couldn't have asked for more support, especially from Hamiltonians. They've been really receptive to it. I mean, each game, especially last night's game, we had a great turnout, around 750 people, and it keeps growing. And you know, local businesses are jumping on board to help support us, and in turn, we're giving back. And it's a great relationship we're building with the community here.
Why the Mother's Day Massacre? Mother's Day always such a very nice and pretty and soft sort of thing. Massacre? Why?
Well, unfortunately, we're kind of at the mercy of the arenas and the hockey schedule. So our season always starts when the ice goes out. So the ice goes out, gives us a couple weeks to plan. Mother's Day Massacre is just something we started last year, and it's the way we kick off our season. So it's always a Tank Girl, Harlots, rivalry team play, and it's a good game.
And now it expands past your two teams as well too.
Yes.
I see there's some traveling that goes on as well.
Yeah. We've got a third team now, also in our league. We'll be debuting them on July 24th, I believe.
Yep, July 24th. Also, we're all playing on June 14th, which will be kind of an interesting game. We're mixing up all three teams into two teams, and that'll be a full-on charity game for our chosen charities. And yeah, they're definitely an up-and-coming team to watch for. They're pretty good.
And we have a travel team. And last year, our travel team took part in our first international tournament as well in Fort Wayne.
And of course, this is going on in the United States as well too. Are you mirroring them? Are you watching them? Are you in contact with them in these other leagues in the States, or what's going on? And
it's a huge network, a huge network. Right now, we're looking to try to get into they've just started taking on international leagues for WIFTA. So we're working on that this year is our goal, to become the first international league. And then that means we're able to play all those WIFTA teams, WIFTA leagues in the States, and get ranked.
You take a look at the players and how you guys train for this, and of course there's got a lot of training and getting yourself in shape for the season. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you ever grow up to become want to become a roller derby girl, but maybe there are a lot of girls out there that want to. Who knows? There's got to be a lot of up-and-coming athletes that do want to participate.
Yeah.
What about the age groups? What is there an age group? Or?
Well, that's the unique thing about this sport is ages range from 19 to mid-40s.
Mid-40s.
Mid-40s. We got
that's just in our league.
Yeah, and that's just
our league.
Yeah, and everyone's coming from different backgrounds, from different walks of life, different occupations. There's definitely no set guideline of who a roller girl can be. It could be everyone.
Now, obviously, you guys are the sort of the pioneers of the sport here in Hamilton. How much longer can you go for?
Until
the two injured ones.
The two cripples here. Until they drag us off the court, kicking and screaming. I mean, it's so fun. Once you start, it's in your blood.
That's it.
Yep.
When can we see you guys next out in competition?
Next game will be May 2-4, and that will be the Death Row Dames are playing Ottawa.
And they're a new team as well, so it'll be a great debut for both teams.
We've got 10 home games this year. We've got Texas coming down to play us, Madison, Flint, Michigan, so it's going to be a really exciting season, and we've got it all on the website, a full list of all of our bouts, our travel games, and lots of really good photos and things.
And you can keep up with the characters as well, too.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Now, where do you play your games? And again, we'll put up a schedule right there for when your games are on. Where do we see you guys play?
Well, for both June and July games, they're happening at the Dave Andrechuk Arena, Mountain Arena. And for August, we're back in Dundas at Market Street Arena for those.
Folks, it is the sport that is growing right here in the Golden Horseshoe. Girls, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
I'm really looking forward to getting out there, and maybe I might...
Well, we're always looking for volunteers.
I might come in there and lace them up a little bit and take a little whirl. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Much more of Sportscope when we return.